Welcome back to another episode of Creating Your Best Life Now. I'm Kristen Owens, and in this 12 series, you are taken through steps that are proven by many successful people in the world who use them daily to create not just an ordinary life, but an extraordinary one. You can do that now instead of waiting until you're retired or until you're older or smarter or even your kids are grown up. It's about putting these keys into practice, into your life right now. Sometimes you want changes, but sometimes there's some things that block your way. And the block that I'm specifically talking about today, right now, is fear. I know you've experienced it because we all have, and fear doesn't ever necessarily go away, but we can make it a little bit quieter. So on today's episode, we will be talking about fear. You know, we've experienced it. Fear really paralyzes, and if you keep living into it, you will keep getting what you've always got, more fear. To create your best life, it's necessary to conquer fear and use it to move you ahead. Did you know that fear is not reality? It's what you create in your mind. Just as you create your best life, you also create the life that mediocre. You create a mediocre life. So you can either create a great life or a mediocre life. Those you may see who have a fabulous life or what seems to be a fabulous life, they've created it. And they're no different than you and I. And they had fear too, just like you and I have it. The difference? They chose to not allow fear to hold them back. Let's look at it this way. Fear is a way for your brain to keep you safe. There are a list of things that your brain knows is a safe zone for it at any given time. Now, when you begin to use any of these tips in this series, you will trigger your brain to fear the unknown, because after acting as if, we've talked about that, let's just use that as an example because we have talked about it. When you act as if, when you start to act the way that you desire to act or who you want to be when you get to the goal that you are desiring, it's unknown to your brain. Therefore, what happens is because you haven't practiced it, because it's new, automatically what happens is your brain thinks that you are stepping into an unsafe zone. So when you practice it for any length of time, it becomes a habit, and that's what I want you to do. Now, here's the thing. A habit is automatic. Therefore, if you're acting as if, for example, it has not been made a habit for you in the beginning. And then the reality is that it is unsafe to your brain. So automatically you begin to step back from that so-called fear. So first, know that fear can be used to guide you into something that is not safe, right? The safe zone. Because it's you stepping outside of your comfort zone. The more you step outside of your comfort zone, the more fear is going to pop up because it's keeping you safe. But in actuality, if you want to move forward, you need to step out of your comfort zone because that's where possibility lies. That's where your best life lies. So when you practice this and make it a habit, we're using acting as if as an example. When you act as if in your everyday, you make that a habit, then what happens is you've now created that, I guess we can say, safe zone. Right? It's now considered a safe zone. So your brain says, oh, well, this is just normal. This is what we're used to. Nothing's happened to me. I haven't died. I am safe. Now, we all know that fear can be a good indicator to keep yourself safe, right? Like, for example, if you came across a bear. If you were to come across a bear, what would your automatic reaction be? You would probably be fearful. You would be scared and you would run. We all know that fear of stepping outside of our comfort zone is not the same as when you are coming across that bear. But the thing is, your brain sees it the same way. Bear, stepping outside of your comfort zone. What is it that you want to do? You want to step outside of your comfort zone. Okay, and we're going to talk today about this, where stepping outside of your comfort zone means looking at your stories and how the stories that you create in your mind become your reality. You can look at fear as this: F for fantasized, E for experiences, A for appearing and R for real. Fantasized experiences appearing real. Just like we said in the last episode, that visualization is powerful. It's also powerful in the wrong ways, like fear of why we can't do something. I want you to think about examples of what you're afraid of or you're afraid to do. Okay, make a list. You could be afraid to speak in front of a group, afraid to leave your kids with a babysitter, afraid to leave your job, afraid to take time away from the office, whatever it is. Now, restate each fear with this phrase. I want to X, and I scare myself by imagining X. The key words are scare myself by imagining, right? Your fear is self-created by thinking about the negative outcome that hasn't happened yet. So this is what it would look like with the example we listed. So I want to speak in front of a group, but I scare myself by imagining everyone will laugh at me. I want to leave my kids with a sitter, but I scare myself by imagining that something terrible will happen. I want to leave my job, but I scare myself by imagining that I won't get another one. From these examples and creating your own with your own realities, can you see how you create your fear? So what I want you to do is I want you to look at how you're creating your fear, how you can eliminate that imagining and think about what it is that you desire. So go ahead and do that for this week. I want you to step into that area that is going to move you ahead and create that life that you desire, because when you are fearing, there is feeling that goes along with it. And I hope that this week that you can take this information and move it forward for you so that you can live your best life. Because if you are fearing, then what's happening is you are not going to create that best life. You're going to hold yourself back. So let's move over fear and step into that area of possibility, and remember that you create your life. We'll see you after the break.